Hello, growers. Looking to turn your homestead into a profitable business? Or are you a farmer looking to boost your sales? Check out my book, Sell Everything You Grow. This book is the ultimate guide to choosing the right farm business model that fits your farm, time, and location. Discover which model has the highest profit margins and why diversification is so important. Whether you're selling apples, vegetables, or microgreens, Sell Everything You Grow will help you find your first market or expand into new ones. Get Sell Everything You Grow on Amazon and start selling more today.
What are your thoughts on this? Somebody has access to municipal compost or soil yards compost, and maybe it's not the best. Let's say yours is a 10 out of 10, and somebody finds a 6 out of 10. They might not know what's in it. It doesn't look fully broken down. They need quantity, so they need volume, and they're trying to start soils off. Do you think in the beginning, subpar compost is better than no compost or better than less compost, or you're better off spending money and using less?
Yeah, this is a tough one for me because I don't want to come off like I'm, in any way elitist about our compost or arrogant about our compost or whatever that we do. We make farm-made compost, and we're very particular about what we do. I always, in the classes I teach on gardening and the stuff that I talk about, I'm always telling people I would rather have you start out with something really good and then have to fix problems down the road that sometimes using bad compost or bad soil can create, especially for novice gardeners that haven't seen a lot of problems. We have a lot of brand new gardeners now since the whole COVID thing. And I would hate to see them get into a situation where they're like, oh, wow, man, this is just way harder. This is not what I, set out to do. I thought it was going to be really fun and, great and good for my family and whatever. So I think people are better off starting in small doses. And if they've already created a garden and they did it in a way that might have some toxicity in it or whatever, utilize some of the people that are out there that can talk about how do you remediate soil? What do you do? What are some of the ways? Because a lot of times people get scared when I say, hey, there's toxins in soil. There's, do you know why we test for GMOs? When I go down, I run down this list and people get very scared. And I go, here's the good news. The biology, if you feed the biology in your soil, it's going to remediate these problems. And if you keep on it and you start using flushes and compost teas and things that are not historically, what every garden center or garden expert will teach you, you're going to be okay. And then they kind of relax with that, because otherwise I'm a person that I don't want to just keep perpetuating the same problem, which is saying like, oh yeah, buy the cheap stuff and, throw a little bit of our compost in there and fix it. If you can just, work with your soil that you have and add compost to it, or take a really basic mix. If our potting soil is too expensive for somebody, you can get you can get some different bales of core or peat, add some perlite into those things, add some castings, add our compost at a different ratio, like at 25% for your organic matter, and start building some soil in your beds and start feeding, start top dressing a lot with compost, start adding your tea, start, adding some mineral, especially like in the raised beds, because we need to kind of mimic nature there. So I always say, I try to start out with what's good. And when people ask me, what do you do? This is what I do. It's how I do it,
Today's episode is brought to you by Modern Grower, a proud retailer of the Sumi Soaker system. The Sumi Soaker system is an irrigation game changer. It offers multiple advantages for market gardeners. Even gentle watering without dry spots common with wobblers. The system is lightweight and portable, so you can use it with quick rotation crops. It's low maintenance with no parts to break or clog. It's versatile. You can use it for direct seeding, transplants, and cover crops. And it's very cost effective compared to overhead options. And maybe one of its best and most unique features is It can put down water in a rectangular pattern, which is very different than rotating sprinklers that leave circular patterns, often with dry corners and overwatered centers. If you want to learn more about the Sumi Soaker system, use the link below or visit us at shop.moderngrower.co.